and creative sectors have been very busy looking at the various opportunities with a view of enhancing growth that can come from that. We also, during our discussions, focus on several issues affecting our beloved continent, including the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, as well as Western Sahara. We agree on the need for peace and stability in our continent and the ending of conflicts within and between states. Besides destroying lives and livelihoods, these conflicts greatly retard progress in addressing important social and economic issues. We have therefore agreed that we need to remain focused on issues affecting our regions and our continent and not be distracted by other global matters that are not of our making. We advocate for African solutions for African problems. We took time to thank you for the role that you have played as Kenya in helping to resolve the conflict in Ethiopia between the Ethiopian government and the Tigrayans by deploying former President Uhuru Kenyatta to be joined by former President Olusegun Obasanjo of Ethiopia and former Deputy President Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka in fostering peace between the two belligerent parties. We were grateful that there was an understanding and a peace agreement that was reached, and we're glad that Kenya did play a very key role in enabling that to happen. And this lives up to having African solutions for African problems because we have the necessary expertise, experience, the wisdom, as well as institutions and leaders who are able to help our continent to resolve problems affecting Africa. Kenya and South Africa share a common commitment to strengthen and capacitate the African Union to carry out its core mandate of social and economic development of the African people. We have called for global solidarity, fairness, and a rules-based international system, and the reinforcement of multilateralism, which Kenya and South Africa support greatly. And Kenya and South Africa are aligned on the need also to reform the United Nations system, in particular the United Nations Security Council and the transformation of institutions of global governance. You and I have just returned from COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, where both of us and a number of African countries flew the African flag with regard to ensuring that there is a just transition, as many of our countries on the African continent are currently suffering a great deal from the ravages of climate change. As you correctly pointed out, the droughts that Kenya is experiencing now are unprecedented. And similarly, the floods and the droughts that South Africa is currently experiencing now are unprecedented. And this just goes to show that climate change is serious, but at the same time, we need to make sure that the more developed economy countries that have contributed greatly to